Bruh, these guys never give up now, do they? They always want to blame other people for why their game failed, even though some of the business practices that they had done, they always want to blame the so-called bigots, even though we all know it's the bigots that's mainly running the gaming community right now. Like I said, in quotation, the bigots. These individuals keep on making some stupid points that's not even compliant, that's not even available, or it's not even proven. They just see, saying things that they believe is right, even though they know for a fact that it's not what they seen. They just can't seem to get to the point where, hey, maybe if we release this game on the freaking Steam page instead of it having like an Epic Game Sale exclusive, then maybe this game would have done better. So this game did not do well on the console, and it definitely did not do well on the Epic Game Store. If this game was put on the Steam page, there would have been more sales on the Steam page than the Epic Game Sales, because anytime people put games on the Epic Game Sales, or they make it exclusive to Epic Games, the game doesn't do no well. Prime example, Kingdom Hearts was on the PC for a long time. It was on the Epic Game Store exclusively for a very long time. But since a lot of PC gamers don't like the Epic Game Store, Square Enix was not seeing sales from the Epic Game Store. But when it came out on Steam, they saw a tremendous amount of sales from the Steam page. People didn't really care about this game on the console, and people didn't really care about this game on the PC side unless it came out on the Steam page. But this person is not really seeing that, right? She wants to blame the bigots and the ists and the phobes. But let's go ahead and see what exactly she says. After Alan Wake 2 failed to turn a profit, game senior community manager calls for bigots to be removed from game communities. The senior community manager for Remedy Entertainment, Veda Stark-Savic, is she Russian? Called for bigots to be removed from gaming communities in the wake of Firewalk Studios Concord being boycotted and shut down due to low sales. Okay, here's my thing, Veda. If the so-called people that was going to support the representation for these certain video games, how come none of those games really do well? And don't you dare say Spider-Man either, because Spider-Man 2, when Sweet Baby Inc. got involved, they got involved with a very huge popular IP. That's the reason why that game did pretty well. It could have did more if it was on the PC side, but Spider-Man was already a huge IP, so I don't want to hear anybody say, "Oh, representation worked." No, Concord is a prime example of, even the people that cry about more representation, they don't even buy these games. Concord, for what I heard, only got 25,000 sales in 2 weeks. So Sony PlayStation just said, "Yo, put a plug, because we spent too much money on this, and we're not even seeing a freaking return on investment." Right? This is a Sony-owned company, Firewalk Studios. Sony bought that studio, and Concord, with its bland characters, its Overwatch clone, and a whole bunch of, again, bland, tasteless, freaking out of touch developers that cried that people didn't really play the game, and people said, "Oh, since it was on PlayStation, it was going to be a success." Nah, PC players and PlayStation players did not even want to play this crap. It's going to show that the modern day audience doesn't really exist. The modern day audience doesn't support those games. Those games that are so-called, they want representation. It wasn't no audience for it. But let me keep on watching. Keep on reading. I mean, Nico Partners director of research Daniel Ahmed initially reacted to the game being shut down. The comments about Concord from right-wing gamers show the power of collective. Okay, the comments around Concord from right-wing gamers shows the power of collective self-deception. If you say delusional stuff about DEI enough times to build a conspiracy-focused narrative, they start seeing that false narrative everywhere. I guess we have to live with this now. And of course, the underlying emotional response is just standard bigotry and nothing new. What was the bigotry in saying like this game is gonna suck or this game doesn't look good? I'm curious. What was the bigotry? Because if even the people who scream they want representation, if they didn't even buy the game, is it really the so-called biggot's fault that this game failed? No, because people online keep on saying, oh, there's millions and millions and millions of us that want representation in the video game industry, but they don't buy the game. They don't buy it. So is it the biggest fault? Or is it the people that just all talk, right? They just all talk. Except now, there are grifters putting on a 4-act stage play and about how capital owners have gone woke and therefore no longer care about the profit motive for some reason. So again, Concord was a colossal failure, the biggest failure in PlayStation history, gaming history. But apparently that there's this dude sounds just like Jim Sterling. Professor Caleb Adams reacted to Ahmed's commentary and wrote, prune all your gardens, push out bad actors, prepare your teams for the current conversation Zetches, give your community and social teams anatomy and resources to battle against toxicity. Relay how all this can impact the bottom line early to investors. Okay, let me ask you this. There was literally a freaking SJW dating sim game. What was it? I think it was called Validate. Yeah, Validate. On Steam. Hold up, let me see this. Let me see real quick. Yeah, so look at this. Validate. This is literally an SJW game, and all the reviews 83. So this is a game that Sweepy Inc. created themselves, and nobody played it. Nobody played the game. As a matter of fact, let me go a step further about how many people are actually playing the game right now. Let's see. Validate. How many people are playing this game right now? Zero people are playing this game right now. People, this whole SJW gaming thing that they are doing, people do not support this. They don't support this. This game that they claim that they worked so hard from, and here's the thing, this game came out 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and it didn't make a lot of freaking sales. People don't care about this freaking kind of game, but these freaking social justice people will say, oh, it's the biggest and the is and the phobes and all that crap. But people don't, bro, dog. If your own community that you say that you are doing this for, if they don't even support your game, is it really the bigots? Because for what y'all keep on saying, it's the people who are in the millions and millions and millions that actually want representation. What's representation in games like this, in Alan Wake 2? And again, if that game was on Steam, I assure you it would have did a lot more better instead of it being like an Epic Games Store exclusive. Star Civic, who worked on Alan Wake 2, responding to Adam's writing, what Kai said, but also uplift the good X, protect and support those who need it. Twitter has never been this full of accounts who are petting hate 24/7, but it's still where a lot of people of the good parts of the games community happen. Prune your gardens and let flowers grow. Getting big inside communities is a band-aid and not a permanent solution. Modeling desired behaviors and championing the kinds of community members you want to be the majority in community takes effort and time. Start early and practice often. Small steps are small steps too. Again, let me ask you this, Vida. Let me ask you this. How come the people that you was doing this for, how come they didn't buy the game? You say you was doing this for like, you was probably doing this for like representation, right? You want to get the biggest out of the game community, right? And for what I've been told, when I got into some debates with people, they don't listen to these white ringers, and yet those left wing SJW people, they still didn't buy the game. So, is it really the bigots, or is it the people online that just all talk, right? Because people really believe Twitter is an actual place with actual reasonable people. It's not. In the company's half-year financial report covering January to June 2024, Remedy revealed at the time of publishing this report, Alan Wake 2 has recouped most of its development and marketing expenses. That means it has still taken a loss on the game. Not only did the company reveal the game has yet to recover its cost nearly a year after release, but the company's CEO Taro shared that Alan Wake 2 did not yet generate royalties. So again, is it the biggest fault because this game failed? No, because if it was really so good as you claim it is, how come the people that care so much about representation, how come they wasn't in the large margins? How come this game didn't reach any kind of profit? Huh? Where was the people that was screaming out on social media about we want representation, and then when it happens, they don't buy it? They don't buy the movies, they don't buy the comics, they don't buy the games. Maybe your priority is somewhat different. Maybe your mindset is misguided to actually think that SJWs and the people who are left wing, they support this kind of stuff, even though they still support people. They support more of the so-called bigots, hard work over the left wing ones. Because why? Because it's better writing. Like that Validate game I just freaking showed. The game came out 2 years ago. I think it only hit 91 sales on Steam page. Dog, I'm not trying to hear nothing from these freaking people, because they don't buy those games either. The left-wing people that say they want representation in like movies, TV shows, and video games, hell, even music, they don't support that bullshit. They don't support it. So you need to get your hair out your ass. Like I said before, if the game was not an Epic Games exclusive and it was on Steam, it would have probably did a lot more better. But hey, who am I to say? If you guys like the video, like and subscribe, share the video, and notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.